everyone, Sheila back again, another video. Knitting the little booties to go with the little cardigan and the little hat that Sammy's wearing. Now I'm definitely going to knit something more for Sammy. Hey, she looks so nice and tidy with new things on. And she is a little bit smaller than a new. She's probably about the size what a new baby would be when it's first born, because I knit all the same sizes what I don't know for 16-inch for mine, and they were always massive on them, you know, the sleeves, you could fold them over twice practically in that. So that's what it's like with a new baby, unless it's a really big baby, you know, which doesn't happen that often. So I just have the booties to do. I just have to sew the little mitts up. And I've just started on the booties this afternoon, but I have been busy again this morning. I've had to trying to sort out some pictures again. It's a very dark day, but I have a few things that I haven't had time to put up on my eBay. If I have anything to sell apart from patterns, I put them up on eBay, because I get what I ask for on eBay. If I ask for £3 for something, I get £3. Just the customer has to pay a little bit extra. I'm sorry for the customers, but that's the way eBay is. They charge a buyer protection fee, which is not that much really. It's only a 10p standing charge plus 7p in the pound on every pound. So something costing £10, they would only have to pay 80p extra. It's not that much more. So I've stopped worrying about what the customers have to pay. If they wanted, they have to pay it, and that's it, and all about it. But I've had a few things that I needed to put on eBay, which, because of the dark days, I haven't been able to take any photos, because I've hadn't had any really nice days, and if I have had a nice day, I haven't been at home. Like yesterday, I was out at my knitting that hour. When I got home, it went dark again. I had to put the light on. As soon as I put the light on, if I want to take photos, it casts shadow. Even doing tutorials, it casts shadows over my hands. What I'm doing, I'm trying to take photos for anything. You can see my outline with a shadow on whatever I'm doing. But I hadn't tried to do any photos in my bedroom, which is the front bedroom, and the sun, when there is sun, it shines in that window all afternoon. And it's the same with the daylight. If it's bright enough, it's quite a bright room. I never thought about doing them on there, so I laid the things out I had on top of my duvet and that, and I could take the pictures there without putting the light on. They were a little bit not quite as bright as they could be, but I thought they're going to have to do. And so that's what I've been doing this morning. It took quite a while, and then I had to get onto eBay, and it took me ages to get them up onto to eBay, but they are up on eBay. But I'm going to tell anyone a little story. Where's my phone? I was putting the things up on eBay. This will be a scam that someone's after. But I had put the blanket that I did, that's either a baby blanket or a lap blanket. I think I told everybody I was selling that for £20. I put it up onto eBay, and it was only seconds afterwards I got this message. It's in the message part that people that might want to buy something off you send you messages, you know, and they come through this. It comes out in email, but it comes through the message thing on eBay as well. Well, I'll see if we can find it. There it is. Right, this message and an email as well. It says from eBay. We are pleased to inform you that your item has been successfully sold. After about 2 seconds of it being up on there, it has been successfully sold. However, before you can receive the funds, we need to perform a small verification of your account. There's a link that I'm supposed to click on. Here's what you should do. Copy the link above, paste the link into a URL address bar and complete a quick identity verification. Now, I am an established seller on eBay because of the amount of things that I do sell on there. eBay would never ever ask me that. They've got all that information anyway. They even have my I don't know what you call it, your tax thing, you know, the thing that HMRC have, because we have to give them the, I can't remember what you call it, everyone has one, and it's an identity card thing. They have that. They don't need any verification of me. So there was a name who the message came from, and it says, it's just letters and numbers. It says 6 SUP, SUPP, keys, KAYS, and it has numbers 219341 after it. That is supposed to be the person's name on eBay who's sending this message. So I clicked on that name, and it come up from eBay, no longer registered on eBay. So it is definitely a scam, and they're wasting their time trying to scam me because I'm too wise. I know a scam when I see one. So that's just a little warning for anyone who may be new on eBay, selling things, you know, just new, not having been on very long. If you get a message like that, do not click on the link that they give you. What they would do would be asking, you know, your name and everything, and they would want your card details and everything else. Now I'm having a drink of my tea. So that was just a little warning for anyone who may not be as wise as me or may not have been on eBay as long as me and know that that is a scam. Do not click on it, whatever you do. Just delete it. But you know, I did try to, I went onto all the info on eBay and where to report things like that, and I tried about 3 different ways to get it through to eBay to tell them there was someone, you know, trying to scam people, and through messages, and it just would not go through, and it kept coming, and I was putting the information on it. I copied and pasted the message and putting it onto contact eBay. I tried other things first, and then I thought I couldn't get into one of them, so I tried to do the contacting. It just wouldn't go up on there. I thought, eBay, you know, you want to make it easier for people to tell you about scams and things like that. No wonder people can't find out about them. But that was anyway. So I have put, that was the baby blanket or lap blanket, whatever anyone wants. It's big enough for both, whatever anyone wants to use it for. I put that up, and I have put 3 cardigans up, the blue and white mixy one I showed the other day, and then I had 2 chunky ones that I had done quite some time ago, and I never got around to putting those up as well. 22 for a little boy, and a 22 turquoise one, the 24 yellow one for a girl. Now I'm trying to think what else I put up. A peg basket, because I made a peg basket a little while ago. I'll have to check on my phone to see what I put up. I can't remember what I put up. It's a terrible, you know, memory. I think that was all what I've just told you, but I'll check just in case I missed something. Yes, the girls are 24-inch chunky, the girls' chunky cardigan, the 22-inch boys' chunky cardigan, the 20-inch, the multicoloured blue and white, there's different blues and white and that, the 20-inch boys' cardigan, the peg bag, and the blanket. Yes, that's it, that's what I put up. So that's for anyone that wants to have a look, and that's what I put up on my eBay shop today. And I better measure this because I'm knitting away, and I only need 2.5 inches for So it's only 2 inches, I've got another ½ inch to go. This is for the little booty where you would turn it, the ankle part, turn around like that on it. So I wanted about 2½ inches to. But I did do a little bit crochet. This is what I had took to my knitting natter yesterday to do some of this phone pouch for Janet. This is what I'm doing. And I think I'd only done about 4 rows across, because you know there's more talking than crocheting, and I was having a good look at it last night and I see that pattern's gone off and it was starting to stick out at one end and in at the other end. I knew I'd made a mistake. I had to take all those 4 rows. It must have been the first of the 4 rows that I did. I think when I pulled it back I had missed where it's 2 double crochet into 1 stitch, miss the next stitch, 2 double crochet into the next stitch, miss the next stitch. That was all the way along, and I carefully checked as I pulled it out, because I can tell if I've made a mistake, because they look like little flower, tiny little flower patterns, and the little holes follow each other all the way up. Well, mine were going all the way up like that, and then all of a sudden one went off like that, so I knew I'd made a mistake. And when I pulled it out, instead of doing 2 crochet into 1 stitch, I'd only done 1, and I hadn't missed the next stitch as well, so it had knocked it out altogether. That's what happened when you do a lot of talking and you're helping other people with their knitting. Yesterday I started doing this, and then my friend Anne started moaning. She always moans when she's made a mistake, and I said, "What's the matter? What you done?" She looking, and she said she was holding her knitting up, and I could see there was a loop. She had dropped a loop. She was doing the rib part of the cardigan. I see she's dropped a loop there. And this is her when she, oh man, puts it down and she won't do any more. So I had to pick it up. I said, "Give us it here." And I went back. It was only about 3 rows. I had to go back, and I was handy. I had my hook at the time. I said, "There you are. Hooks come in handy." I just picked the stitch up and I threw it back on a needle. I said, "There you are." At least I had a little bit helping people, because the other lady, Shirley, she messed up what she was doing as well. Well, I sit next to Anne and Shirley sits next to Molly. So Molly was helping me. Molly is a very good knitter. If Molly could carry on, she has a lot of trouble with her hands and she can only knit for about ½ an hour at a time. But I wish she could knit. I would give her a lot of work, because she's a beautiful knitter, Molly, when she starts. She's been knitting a cardigan for herself. She's been bringing it in. And she says, "Well, I'll only knit for about ½ an hour of a night time." She's like, "I just can't do it." And she only has 3 fingers on one hand. She had to have a finger amputated for some problems she had. But I think she has problems with her other fingers as well. And then she says she can only knit for about ½ an hour, maybe an hour at the most. And she's been on, since we've been going to the knitting natter, she's been on with the same cardigan, and she's only on to the fronts. But anyway, Shirley was having some trouble with hers, and she started moaning as well. And she said, "I don't know what's the matter with this." And while I was looking at Anne's at the time, so Molly says, "Come and give it me and I'll have a look and see what's wrong." She was trying to, she had sewn the pieces together to put the neck on a little cardigan. She's doing them for charity. She sends them into the hospital for premature babies and that. She was trying to put the neck on, and she said it just doesn't look right. Well, there was a pattern on the front. She had just pattern on the front and the back, but the sleeves were all plain. And she had put the 2 sleeves okay to match the pattern, but one of the fronts she had it the wrong way around. I don't know how she had sewn it on, but Molly was looking at her and she's saying to me, "Have you seen this?" She says she's got the point that should be up on the sleeve at the front. So at least it was only that front she had. Molly took the stitches out, and the other side was wrong as well. She says you're going to have to take it all off, and she says it should be on the other side. She had turned the other side round and had that facing the wrong way, and whatever way it was anyway. Molly put that one right, so that saved me a little bit aggro. I put my hook down there. I'm trying to knit with a hook in my hand with my cup of tea. But there's only 5 of us there, because Alison is back off her travels, her holidays that she had been on. So there's 5 of us, but we don't seem to be getting any more people coming there. I think it's too far out for people. If they can't get a bus, if the bus stopped outside the pub, we'd probably get more people coming, but the bus stops at the bottom of a very long road they have to walk, and if they're elderly people in that distance they have to walk is no good. So I don't think we'll ever get more than the number of us that's there now, the 5 of us. It'll be 6 when one lady, she was went into hospital, Angela, her name was, to have a knee operation. She'll be coming back after when she can start getting about again, so there'll be 6 of us. So there'll probably never be any more than 6 of us at that club. There's a lot of people come and see what we are doing, that go in for a meal, because they do meals and that in the place, and to have a bit chat and see what we are knitting and all that, but they never think to come there just to the knitting matter. So anyway, that's just a little bit to keep you up to date with what I've been doing. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you again sometime. So bye for now.